thought of kayaking from Deep Cove or maybe Belcarra, but it's difficult to find a parking spot and difficult to find a kayak launch from my perspective. I mean, you can go in some public beach and launch from there, or use some of the touring companies. They have their own dock, but myself, I'm new to the area, and I tried the spot somewhere like a few kilometers from here. I drove I think it's called Indian River Road. The water was too rough at the time, so I did not use the kayak to explore the area. But a few times I drove to Belcarra, hoping that I can find a sort of a public beach where I could put my kayak on the water and park the car somewhere on the side of the street somewhere. For the last few years, I noticed that there is a new bylaw preventing the non-residents to park on any of these Belcarra streets, and I thought it was annoying. And why they would come up with such a bylaw unless the residents had the power over the city council, was also made of residents who own these big mansions here, and they decided together to ban non-resident access from parking, which I thought was kind of too much of a push. And of course, people come to Vancouver. The population is growing, and if I was one of the residents, I would be tempted to think the same way. Like, I don't want to see people out of the city coming here, sneaking around, leaving the car parked overnight, or abusing the city property. I might be tempted to see the life in the small town that way. Like, this is my town, this is my property. I don't want the foreigners to come here and mess up with living garbage, mess up with my my area, polluting the air. So they come up with this bylaw. Is like a small private property, which is actually a small town. And if I want to show you the residences here, this is not a rental place. This is not a place for people who can come to Vancouver and rent a spot near the ocean. This is a private residence of some wealthy people. Just the building on the cliff, it's very, very expensive. Only the staircase, the metal staircase, installed all the way to the house, and inside, if you see a spiral type of staircase, and so the staircase itself is probably $30,000. So these people run excess of money. It's not like they are tight on the money, and they live paycheck to paycheck, or they have hard time to pay the property tax at the end of the year. It's nothing like that. They are people who are able to control other people, who can make decisions for them, and probably who can work for them. And I'm recording these ones to show you who are the residents of this small town, right? Who came up with this bylaw. Because when you drive on the Belcarra streets, you see some backyard. You don't see the houses. You don't see you may have a chance to see the ocean, or just a little bit some of the boats, maybe. Same thing across the water. You see all these big mansions here. These are not cabins, these are residences. They are cabins if I go Indian Arm, sort of cottages and stuff. But here it's residence. People live here 365 days a year. I see a place where people could launch the kayak, but where you park the car. That's the question. Once you got here, let's say you found a beach, you launch the kayak. The only place to park is at the Belcarra park. So you would have to launch there and find a parking spot, which is not hard to find, but there is nothing past that. There is nothing. All the streets, they have signs showing a bylaw, number, whatever. You cannot park here if you are not resident. So look at this huge place. This is like a 20-room house. This is like a $6 million at this current market price. Same thing that one. Probably that one is like a 4. Yeah. So that was the purpose of my recording, to show you who are the people who make decisions about how these residents live and who can park, who cannot park here, and probably many other internal rules, policies and bylaws made to give them, what the heck is that? Give them a cozy life. Oh, that was well, this, unless it's the tide. So, any case, look at these monster houses. Talk to you later.